If you're looking to make the transition from being a teacher to an instructional designer or an e-learning developer, you are definitely not alone. I've been in your shoes. In June of 2022, I made the decision that I was going to enter the field of learning and development as an instructional designer. And I totally get why there is a mass of educators and teachers exiting the classroom or education across North America. I used to also teach in Canada for several years, and I taught for a few years in New York City. And I have to say that teachers are really undervalued. The field is very stressful. There is a lot required of teachers, and we are so underpaid for it. So I get it. But with this mass influx of educators trying to enter the field of learning and development as instructional designers or e-learning developers, well, it has become quite challenging to make the transition. So hence today, I am going to give you 3 tips to help you prepare your exit plan and start your journey in this transition in order to land a job as a corporate instructional designer or e-learning developer. So attempting to take the leap of faith, trying to enter the field of instructional design or e-learning developing can feel like you're jumping over the Grand Canyon. It is really different from teaching. I mean, as a teacher, you probably spent years trying to build your credentials. You probably have 1 or 2 masters, or some of you I know even have a PhD. But when it comes to the corporate setting, it's really different on how hiring managers perceive you as a potential candidate. So I would say in the recent years, since there has been such an influx of people trying to enter this field, well, companies and organizations are really looking at your tangible skills. So if you're somebody who feels that they need to get like another master's in order to be perceived as a potential candidate, I would say stop there. You probably won't. I'm not against going for a master's if you really want to get a good solid base on what are the theories, what are the fundamental principles and processes of instructional design. That could be very helpful, but it's not really going to help you present yourself as somebody who has tangible skills. So I would say what you need to do is really focus on building your skills. And so you need to invest your time learning the principles of instructional design. Yes, this can be done via a master's or a certificate or reading books or self-study like I did. Spend some time learning about the principles of instructional design. Then you need to learn about project management, storyboarding, visual design, and of course, e-learning development. The second thing that you want to do is refine your experience. In other words, you want to build your corporate language so that recruiters and hiring managers can understand that you do have valuable skills and experience as a former teacher trying to enter the corporate world. It's sad to say, but a lot of people have misconceptions about what it is actually that teachers do all day. They might think that you're just there babysitting children, which is not the case. So I know it's not fair, but that's the truth. So what you need to do is really focus on refining your experience, describing your experience by using terms that corporate people or hiring managers can understand. So for instance, instead of saying lesson planning, you're going to say curriculum design. Instead of saying faculty meetings, well, you're going to use the term stakeholders meeting. The last tip that I'm going to give you is that you need to build your brand. And the best way of doing it is by hanging out where other learning and development professionals are hanging out, which is LinkedIn. So you need to update your LinkedIn profile and make sure that you're active on this professional social media platform. So you can basically showcase that you have a valuable skill set by perhaps showing examples of infographics that you've built, or showcasing an example of your portfolio project. You can also start writing blog articles or sharing blog articles that you find are valuable to the industry. So the bottom line is that transitioning into any field is challenging, but it's not impossible. So if you focus on building your skills and promoting them, you'll see that employers are going to consider you as a potential candidate. So don't give up. Make sure that you build yourself a network, that you participate on groups where other learning professionals are part of. And slowly, you'll start making connections and you'll be able to land your first interview and start your first job as a new instructional designer or e-learning developer. If you are an educator who is new to the transition and you're kind of looking for a way to draft your exit plan, well, definitely check out my free resource, which is an ebook where I share the initial steps that you should take in order to start preparing your exit plan. If you're somebody who is already diving into the fundamental theories and processes of instructional design, but you're not quite sure how to concretely transition into the corporate world, and you need help with identifying your transferable skills, seeing what kind of work setting really fits your interests and the lifestyle that you want, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, select your projects for your portfolio, how to create a brand for yourself, etc., I have a program called Teacher to Designer, which allows you to really see what I have applied step by step in order to successfully transition into the corporate world. So the description of this program is also in the box below. So make sure that you check it out, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.